Hello everybody, this is Jim Feist in Las Vegas, and I'm joined again by Hank Goldberg. Hank, you had a big weekend. You're out here in Las Vegas, you did a lot of shows, you did a lot of interviews, you kicked it, and even in the horses over the weekend, you hit exactas, you hit trifectas, you hit superfectas. You had a hell of a week.
I did. I had the stakes races at Gulfstream and at Santa Anita at superfectas in both stakes. A $97 exacta we gave out in the stakes race at Santa Anita. And then yesterday, in addition to having everything we could get in the game, we also hit some good props, and that was and I swept the board. I gave out 5 college basketball games and won them all.
Wow. Well, the books got killed over the weekend, and I think what you did is part of the reason, because you have a lot of followers, people that follow your stuff. So it was awesome. What did you think of the game?
Oh, it was a great game, and I thought that they were in a position for New England to win, and there was no sacks in the game until the very end, and Philadelphia came up with a sack when they needed it most. But I'll tell you, the key to the game was when I did SportsCenter Sunday morning, I said that the key was that Philadelphia would gamble. They had courage, that they would not be like Jacksonville was the week before, that they would, on fourth down and short yardage, they would not kick. They would go for it. Collinsworth was shocked. If he had paid attention, he would know that they've been going for it all year. They had 17 opportunities to go for it and had gone for it on fourth and short. This coach, and it was a great call and a great execution. It was a turning point in the game.
Oh, it sure was. I mean, that play was remarkable. I mean, most people would just, when the goal line down there, 4th and 5, most people would have taken the 3 points and walked away. But that was that attitude that Doug Peterson had, and the performance by Foles together was the difference. I mean, Brady had a great day. Threw for over 500 yards, and he was unstoppable. And still, the way that Philadelphia went out there and said, we're not just here to play, we're here to win. And they played it that way, and it made a big difference, a huge difference in the game.
They had a second fourth down conversion opportunity that they went for and were successful. And, they were able to run on New England. And point was that I thought that New England didn't have a pass rush. I pointed that out on my reason for selecting Philadelphia. And, I also said there'd be a lot of field goals in the game, and was one of the reasons why I liked the over. The one thing I missed was I thought there'd be more sacks, but they got a sack in the key situation. I had Brady over 3.5 touchdown passes. I had him have a touchdown pass in the fourth quarter. He didn't let me down. He had a great game, and I felt a little bad for him at the end. But, the 43-yard play to Hogan was the one that set up a touchdown early. That was an amazing play. That pass to Hogan, and I thought at that point that New England was going to come back.
It was nip and tuck. It was back and forth the whole game. It was, each team got their breaks, but it was a well played game, and in most cases it was an exciting game. Let's say that everybody makes mistakes, but it was an exciting game, and one of the best I've ever seen, and I really enjoyed it, and it was financially beneficial to both of us. And That was awesome. I loved it. But going forward, now we start the off season. We start the coaching changes. We've got players moving around, and there'll be trade talks, and there'll be a lot of controversy, and then we're going to have to fit in, the coaches going to different places, the offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators being head coaches, plugging holes in different teams, and who comes back next year and all that. That's the great part of it. Now, the ratings for the NFL were down this year. The Super Bowl was so exciting. Anybody that missed that game, I feel sorry for. I'm excited for the off season. I'm excited for the college basketball the next 6 weeks when we get into the conference tournament play and the March Madness and the smaller tournaments as well, the CBI, CTI, all that. And then, of course, the NBA, and is going to get pretty exciting. I really don't know what to say about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Everybody wants to talk about that, but I just don't know what the hell's going on there with them. What they did with Houston the other day was a complete disaster. But it's a great time. Hank, you kicked it this weekend in sports, hoops and horses, and the people out there, they want to win. I don't know what they're doing. They got to go to this website, JimFeist.com. Hank's picks are there each and every day. His horses are there for the weekend and the big races especially. And you got to get in action. Go there, check it out. Check out the site. Check out the blogs, the podcasts, and buy some of the picks. You'll be very happy that you did. Hank, anything else you want to cover about the game, or anything at all? Any comments?
Yeah, I was glad that the officials didn't get too involved. They had two questionable calls on touchdowns, but I thought they had it right. I thought there was, I didn't understand why they didn't, on the one call that was in question with the tight end, he definitely ran 5 yards with the ball before he got into the end zone, and that was a touchdown. And I don't know why there was any controversy about it at all. It was clearly a score. But they got to clarify what's a touchdown and what's not. But the officials let him play, and I thought that was a good part of the game.
Well, it was. It's nice to be able to watch a game and not have all the BS that goes on with these rules. They need to clean the game up, and we all grew up watching sports, playing sports, and we know what a catch is, and we know what a fumble is, and we don't need a bunch of guys telling us and reversing plays and stuff. That it's absolutely incredible, the inconsistency. So if they start to clean that up and get smart about it, maybe we can bring the fans back that have turned it off. And we've got to get rid of the protests and all the other garbage that's out there, and move forward. But we're all about making money, and college basketball, pro basketball is here. Baseball will start in another 6 weeks or so, I'm excited, Hank. Go to JimFeist.com, pick up Hank's plays and my plays, and listen to the podcast, read the articles, and we'll be back with you all week long. Hank and I will be back on Wednesday. Thank you, everybody.